Hello everyone! Over the last few years, I found myself becoming a fan of Hauser. I find him to be an excellent actor that can make even the most forgettable sleazefest into a genuine, fun experience. Since this was his first starring role in a theatrical released movie and one of his most praised performances, I should have watched this a long time ago, but I kept pushing it off for the right moment. And fate would have it that the right moment would be today. I am Torstein from CinemaTerror, and this is Y Squad from 1982.
City monster, just open his eyes. The hustle, the muscle, the chrome and the steel. Got what I want, babe.
Y Squad tells one of the many gruesome tales from the street life of Los Angeles. We first meet Princess, a young single mother and businesswoman by day and prostitute by night. She has taken the bold decision of working solo, meaning not belonging to a pimp. While this might be a good choice financially, it also leaves her without any protection against violent customers or other violent pimps. The latter would be the reason for the sad death of Princess' friend Ginger. Ginger was also a street worker and had a brutal, sadistic, cowboy-looking Ramrod as her pimp. When she tried to get away from him, Ramrod found her and brutally beat her to death. This event is not uncommon in the mean streets of Los Angeles, but there are thankfully a few good cops out there working the crimes and, more importantly, actually caring. Detective Tom Walsh is one of the good ones. He has been on a job for quite some time and it has obviously gotten to him, but regardless of how stressful his days are, he never gives up the hope of being able to clean up the streets of violent scum. Walsh knew Ginger, and he is not willing to let her death become another unsolved and forgotten case, even going so far as to blackmail Princess into working with him to bring Ramrod to justice.
Now it appears to me that you're flying solo. And it also appears to me that what you need is a good man, just somebody to take care of you, am I right? Am I right?
That's basically the gist of Y Squad. The plot in it itself is simple and easy to follow, but the movie tries to be more than that. It attempts to give us an insight into the nightlife of LA. The city is the real character, and the people involved in this particular story are just passing through. Today it is Ramrod and his evil doings, tomorrow it is another one. It is a very raw and grim depiction of the streets, with everything from the disturbing stuff to the dialogue being based in reality. There were plenty of movies like this coming out during the 80s, but Y Squad is able to make itself stand out in some ways. One is that they made the streets come to life, as already mentioned. And another is that it feels like everyone involved took this seriously and did their best. Sometimes effort is able to creep through the screen and become apparent to the viewer, which I feel is the case here with Y Squad. The movie also flows along with great pace. Most of it takes part during a single night, and you can feel the urgency and pulse of the situation, which makes the film more accessible from a pure entertainment factor.
What kind of shit are you trying to hand me? I want it automatic, you understand? Automatic. And I want it right now, before I redecorate that pretty little head of yours.
The director of Y Squad was Gary Sherman, a guy who didn't direct a lot of movies, but the ones he did should be of interest to any of you who like action and horror movies. He did the still underappreciated 1972 film Deathline, also known as Raw Meat. He did Dead and Buried, and also the third Poltergeist movie. Check out his guest appearance on the now defunct Shockwaves podcast if you're interested in learning more about the guy and his movies. As I mentioned in the opening, the main drawing point for me on this one is the great Hauser. His performance as a cowboy pimp Ramrod does not disappoint. This is one evil, sadistic fucker. Hauser takes over every scene he's in, which makes Ramrod nearly become like a horror icon of the exploitation genre. I would not have been against seeing more violent adventures of Ramrod. Even so, I still wouldn't say that it is my favorite Hauser performance, but if you like the guy, which you should, then Y Squad do qualify as a must-see for any respectable member of the Hauser fan club. Also look out for the theme song of Y Squad called Neon Slime, performed by none other than Wings himself. Season Hubley should also get the same amount of praise as Princess. We see all kinds of creepy and weird encounters that she has to go through every night, and while Princess has to keep a straight face, you can still see how she's mentally distancing herself to get through it every time. It's a good performance, but I wish we would have gotten a bit more backstory of why she ended up in this situation in the first place. She's presented at first as a businesswoman with bad economy, but that doesn't necessarily explain how she has been a part of this type of lifestyle for 5 years. Her scenes would have hit more if he had a better connection with Princess, and there was time available to expand upon her before they set loose the maniacal Ramrod. I also liked Gary Swanson as Detective Walsh. On paper, he's the typical tough, no-nonsense cop that we saw in a lot of 80s action movies, but I think Swanson brought some more humanity to his character than what we would usually get, which makes the pursuit of Ramrod that much more engaging. His partner Edwards is played by Maurice Emmanuel, and he provides a much needed smile and fun to the film. I was kinda surprised to see that he only had 2 previous credits before this, and none after, as I thought he seemed like a competent actor. Y Squad attempts at telling a sad tale of the nightlife, and as such, it is successful. All the cruel and grim events are portrayed convincingly, giving it a raw atmosphere that will reek out of your television screen.
Sicko fuckhead, you scared the shit out of me.
You've ruined it, slut. Roberts told you not to talk. You've ruined it.
Don't just take my praise for it. Martin Scorsese defended Y Squad during its original controversial release, saying that the Academy didn't have the guts to include it as a potential winner of the best movie of the year. So there you go, Y Squad, definitively a movie every fan of American exploitation need to see. I'm giving Y Squad the strong score of 4 out of 5. Have you seen Y Squad? What were your thoughts on it? And is this the best Wings Hauser performance, or is there anything else with him that you would put above it? If you are a fan of the Wings, then check out my videos on his 1994 film Gang Boys and the 1991 film The Art of Dying. Both films are a lot of fun, and Wings gets to do some crazy stuff in them. I hope you enjoyed this video on Y Squad, and please do subscribe to keep yourself updated on all of the future sleazy, dark and forgotten movies that I will be covering on my dark little corner of YouTube called CinemaTerror. Thank you.